What's the most difficult truth you've come to accept? A recent difficult one for me is that I dislike sex. I don't know what it's like for other people, but for me it's just a very unpleasant experience I only did for my ex-partner because she wanted to. The sex itself isn't the difficult truth though, but the realization that it's completely unfair for me to even try finding a future partner knowing that now. The loneliness has been creeping in the past few months, but I can't do anything about it without being a terrible person because of how unfair it'd be for me to pursue someone knowing I can't give them something so fundamental. That COVID will never, ever be over with, and that it'll probably be decades before it becomes truly endemic, if that even happens. It will always be risky to attend a mass gathering. Forever. There will always be a new variant out there, and it will fuck up millions of lives each time. Forever. There will be lasting damage from reinfections, and that damage will be ignored. Forever. The vaccines will not always keep up, and even if they do, people will not receive them like they should. It's going to be a darker, lonelier, sicker world. Forever. Some people won't want to get to know you, but would rather rely on their own internal biases, judgments, stereotypes. Some people will just not like you, that's okay. Their validation doesn't matter, and it is better to go through life not really caring about what random people think about you, or trying to adapt to what they think you should be. Just hold your head up, be you, and don't care about irrelevant opinions. What's that saying? Someone somewhere will always have a problem with something, so just live your life. That suffering is inevitable and a part of existence. This is something you often hear, especially from Stoic and Eastern philosophies, but it's very difficult to comprehend the true scale and horror of what this means. I don't think enlightenment is about liberating yourself from suffering, but rather about understanding and finding peace with how this universe works. That is what being at one with the universe means, emo. I accept this truth, but I'm still trying to improve my peace with it. That may take a while. You'll be the one who will make yourself, not your parents, not your friends, not the school you used to attend or the background you come from. None of that matters to the extent that changes your life course. The initial things do have an impact that helps you realize where you stand in the social demographic, but other than that, success is something that you build, from zero. No matter how poor or rich you are, the American dream to make yourself from the scratch is somewhat the bestest goals out there. Neither political party cares about you. They care about money and power. The money is coming via your donations and the power via your vote. In the event you ever became inconvenient to that party that you love so much, it wouldn't give a second thought about steamrolling right over you. So try to keep your money in your pocket. And vote however you like, or don't vote, or vote twice. But what you really should be focused on is figuring out how to prosper personally given whomever's in charge in the moment. They lied. So many people. Entire fucking towns will stick to a comfortable lie. Because acknowledging it, and making changes means people look like fools, and assholes. And people have to admit shit is not under control. And bad things are happening, more than anyone wants to deal with. Making changes is expensive, and important people may look dumb, and people who are smart, have to admit mistakes. Ones they've compounded with lies. And it goes on for generations. Good luck Zoomers! That there is no afterlife. I've come to believe that when you die, it's over. There is no God, there is no Allah, there is no reincarnation. Of course I desperately want there to be an afterlife, but nothing about any religion even remotely adds up. The stuff that does sorta line up could be easily fabricated by a normal person. I believe that religion is a coping mechanism for imminent death. This of course is controversial, but I have come to accept it as truth. People's beliefs do not have to be respected, including my own, and absolutely questioned. Beliefs are not true, which is why they're beliefs. My former faith is a disgusting force of evil. People will make excuse after excuse for heinous acts of depravity and look the other way when horrendous atrocities are being committed. I'm looking at the Catholic Church and the Muslim world and Orthodox Judaism and fundamental Christians and FDLS and etc etc etc. Not everything will go your way. A lot of people don't care about you. I'm actually glad I accepted this easily. Not doing things that everyone is doing to feel accepted. Posting things on Instagram, Facebook etc. to get people's approval. I don't care what so-and-so thinks that I haven't talked to in 7 years. Let alone some random person that I never met or know what they look like. That's what I think is ruining people 25 and younger. Any video game I play from here on out is only going to be a pale echo of the fun I had back in junior high with a hand-me-down console and a folio of scratched discs. I don't have entire weekends to blow on hyper-focusing them with my friends, and that's what made them magical. Farewell Chrono Trigger, farewell Splinter Cell and Siphon Filter, farewell Morrowind, farewell Halo, farewell Mass Effect, farewell Battlefront. I'll miss you all. That my mom is going to become a burden to me someday. Before you downvote me into oblivion, please understand that my mom was not a great mom and she isn't a great human. I still feel obligated to take care of her, and since she does a terrible job taking care of her health, this shit is going to hit the fan sooner or later. As the only child, that's going to fall squarely on me. It's going to radically change my life. And it sucks. I found out my mom is kind of racist. I dated a mixed girl back in my late teens and she was just never very hospitable the few times my GF came over. I just thought she was indifferent and didn't want to impose her presence to embarrass me maybe. Turns out years later, nope, she didn't approve of it and said she was close to having the "what about if you have kids? How will it go for them being mixed?" Kind of broke my heart. That the whole idea of men need to be tough and not show emotion or that they're struggling is complete bullshit. I nearly lost my car insurance twice last year due to being flat broke due to an underpaying job, and while my parents were able to help me with my premium, it just as ridiculous as societal pressures put on men not to seem weak nearly cost me my insurance I have been with for a decade. You cannot always anticipate the needs, responses, and behavior of others. While reading between the lines, making astute observations, and making healthy predictions are normal. People are still complex in their own right and will make choices or have beliefs that will at times shock you. It is not a burden to carry as free labor. There is a reason we have mental health professionals. Every workplace, no matter how otherwise seemingly great and non-dysfunctional, has that one person or, even worse, multiple people, but at least one who is impervious and immune to any negative consequences for bad behavior. They bully, they're incompetent, they're horrible in various ways. Yet they not only aren't fired or held in any way to account, they may even get promoted. With persistence and hard work I can make a lot of things happen. But not everything. I made IVF happen but didn't end up with a baby. Part of me still believes I could have kept going and pushing and trying past the point of my marriage and sanity and finances. But I'm accepting that this is the thing that I actually could not make happen. And that is life. My mother doesn't love me for who I am. I don't have the money nor do I want to buy my mother's love. I know I represent her lost life potential by having me too young and under very sad circumstances, but it's not my fault because I didn't ask to be born. Whatever relationship I have or had with her is slowly fading away and I'm mostly accepting that. That maybe my ego is not be always changing as we know it only and by language thinkers claim it is a function of enjoys using us humans. It is a breathtaking vision. It is ancient ancestral ideas of God being the name of herb and we are the letters of that name while lost changing etc. Two things some people just won't like you. No matter how hard you try. It's better to accept this now than to worry about what you did to make them not like you. Next, friends come and go. Some people are only in your life for a few chapters and then they move on for one reason or another, and that is completely okay. I'm an antisocial loner on a level where I probably have a diagnosable personality disorder. This will negatively impact my career and all my ambitions, because the world isn't made for neurodivergents like me. I need to learn how to change my ways, or how to fake it, or else I will die alone, and I don't know if I can. It's highly unlikely at this point that I will have either enough money or enough time to do the things I'd hoped to do for my wife and family. Not that I haven't accomplished anything, I've done reasonably well under the circumstances and I know I'm loved, but I had the potential to do so much more for them and couldn't. Age. You get older no matter what. Things you enjoyed might not be enjoyable for long. That biceps you worked on since you were 15 won't last naturally. If you are lucky, you'll outlive many. Your friends, family, parents, or siblings, and ironically, if the luckiest from all, you'll outlive everybody. You can do everything right and still fail. And someone else can do just about everything wrong yet still succeed, and the reasons they succeeded are exactly the ones you're afraid of being true. Such as being more attractive, more intelligent, a different ethnicity, coming from money, neurotypical, etc. I learned at a young age 14 that I just wasn't a very good looking guy. This was amplified by the fact one of my buddies 16 was a in-shape football player that was very charming and knew he used to talk to girls and I was a skinny boring regular old look fucking kid with zero features, zero charm and zero style. You're always going to be stuck with yourself. To repair your relationship to yourself is to repair your life and give yourself a solid foundation. If you're afraid to sit with yourself, take responsibility for your own actions, or work to make yourself a better person. You'll always feel lost. Dreams are respectful but most are unachievable. World peace, all it would take was one bad egg and the whole world plummets into chaos. That one tyrant runs everything. And dreams are always idealistic for an individual, so your dream will likely contradict another. Not everyone gets their desires. That control is an illusion. No, I don't just mean the notion that you control your body, I mean the idea that there is anything stopping you from doing anything is an illusion. Because that would mean the only reason I'm here, where you are, is because I'm Dom. Just like you're probably Dom. That one day, my beloved mother will pass away before I do. I can't fathom to think what I would even do on that day because I'm just so afraid. As a child I was convinced that I would die first by suicide to prevent experiencing the above. I still am. I don't know, I think I'm pretty messed up that I won't be productive all year or even all days of the month. I've beaten myself up a lot because I'd get unproductive for a week or so and wouldn't do anything of substantial value. We're quite literally not here for the grind 365. I deserve the time to myself and I can waste it. My son is 20 years old and has been paraplegic for a year. I have to come to terms with and accept that it's most likely for a lifetime. Crying face. I'm very thankful and blessed that he's still here, but life is so unfair. It's not a day goes by that it doesn't hurt my soul knowing his life has changed. Not all parents love their children. Mine doesn't love me. People who have never seen this firsthand will not believe it to be true. My mother is almost definitely a covert narcissist and emotionally abusive. Not as bad as some, but bad enough I'd rather have no family than her.